James and the Golden Egg, A Tale of Dragons and Destiny. James, a curious boy with a mop of brown hair and eyes that sparkled like the morning dew, loved exploring the sprawling forest behind his house. He spent countless hours wandering its winding paths, searching for hidden treasures and whispering secrets to the wind. One sunny afternoon, as he ventured deeper into the woods than he ever had before, he stumbled upon something extraordinary. Nestled amongst the roots of an ancient oak tree, lay a gleaming golden egg, its surface shimmering with an otherworldly light. James, captivated by its beauty, cautiously reached out and touched it. The egg felt warm to the touch, pulsing with a gentle energy that seemed to vibrate through his fingertips. He had never seen anything like it before. As James gazed at the golden egg, a faint cracking sound echoed through the air. A tiny fissure appeared on its surface, and with a soft pop, it began to widen. James watched in amazement as a tiny, scaly creature, with emerald green scales and bright blue eyes, emerged from the cracked egg. It was a dragon, no bigger than a kitten, with delicate wings that quivered with excitement. The dragon, who James named Spark, let out a tiny chirp and nuzzled against James' hand. James felt an instant connection with the creature, a feeling of love and responsibility that filled him with a sense of purpose. He knew he had to protect Spark from the dangers of the forest. James carefully carried Spark back to his house, concealing the tiny dragon in his backpack. He knew he couldn't keep Spark a secret forever, but for now, he needed to find a safe place for him. He spent the next few days researching dragons in ancient books, learning about their history, their powers, and their vulnerabilities. He discovered that dragons were once revered creatures, guardians of ancient knowledge and protectors of the natural world. But over time, they had become feared and hunted, their power coveted by those who sought to exploit it for their own selfish gain. James learned that Spark belonged to a rare breed of dragons known as the Golden Dragons, their scales infused with a powerful magic that could heal the sick, control the elements, and even grant wishes. He also discovered that a secret organization, known as the Order of the Serpent, had been hunting golden dragons for centuries, seeking to harness their power for their own nefarious purposes. The Order was ruthless and cunning, their agents lurking in the shadows, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. James knew that he had to act quickly to protect Spark before the Order found them. One evening, as James was feeding Spark a bowl of fresh berries, he noticed a strange shadow flitting through the window. He froze, his heart pounding in his chest. He knew that the Order was closing in. He quickly hid Spark in a secret compartment in his attic, a small, dusty space that he had used as a hideaway for years. He then cautiously crept downstairs, his mind racing with thoughts of what to do next. He had to find a way to protect Spark, to keep him safe from the Order's clutches. James knew that he couldn't defeat the Order on his own. He needed help. He remembered an old legend about a wise woman who lived in a secluded cottage on the edge of the forest. She was said to be a powerful sorceress, capable of healing the sick, predicting the future, and even controlling the elements. James decided to seek her out, hoping that she could help him protect Spark. He packed a small bag with some food and water, and set off into the forest, his heart filled with a mixture of fear and determination. After hours of walking, James finally reached the edge of the forest. He spotted a small, cozy cottage nestled amongst the trees. A plume of smoke curled from its chimney, and the scent of wood smoke and cinnamon filled the air. James cautiously approached the cottage and knocked on the door. A moment later, the door creaked open, revealing an elderly woman with long, flowing white hair and piercing blue eyes. She wore a long, flowing gown adorned with intricate embroidery, and a silver pendant hung from her neck, shimmering with an ethereal light. James knew instantly that this was the wise woman he had been searching for. The wise woman, whose name was Alara, welcomed James into her cottage. She listened intently as he told her about Spark and the Order of the Serpent. Alara nodded thoughtfully as James spoke, her eyes filled with a deep understanding. When he finished, she smiled gently and said, "I know of the Order, young one. They are a blight on this world, seeking to exploit the power of the golden dragons for their own evil ends. But fear not, for I will help you protect Spark." He is a creature of great power and destiny, and he must be kept safe. Elara explained that Spark's golden scales contained a powerful magic that could be harnessed to create a protective shield. She taught James how to channel Spark's magic through a special amulet that she had crafted from a rare gemstone. The amulet, when held close to Spark, would create a shimmering aura of golden light, shielding him from harm. Elara also revealed that Spark's true power lay not in his scales, but in his heart. He was destined to become a protector, a beacon of hope in a world that had forgotten the true meaning of magic. James, armed with the amulet and Elara's wisdom, returned home, his heart filled with hope. He knew that the Order would not give up easily, but he was determined to protect Spark. He carefully placed the amulet around Spark's neck, and a shimmering golden aura enveloped the tiny dragon. Spark seemed to sense the power of the amulet, and he let out a happy chirp, nuzzling against James' hand. James knew that he had to find a safe haven for Spark, a place where he could grow and learn, free from the threat of the Order. James remembered an old legend about a hidden valley, shrouded in mist and guarded by ancient magic. It was said to be a sanctuary for magical creatures, a place where they could live in peace and harmony. James decided to take Spark to this valley, hoping that it would provide the sanctuary he needed. He packed a few supplies, and with Spark nestled safely in his backpack, he set off into the forest, following the ancient map that Elara had given him. The journey was long and arduous, but James persevered, guided by the map and fueled by his love for Spark. He faced many challenges along the way, from treacherous ravines to cunning traps set by the Order. But with Spark by his side, and the amulet's protective aura, he overcame every obstacle. Finally, after days of travel, they reached the edge of the hidden valley. A thick mist shrouded the valley, obscuring its secrets. James knew that this was the place, the sanctuary that Spark needed. As James stepped into the valley, the mist parted, revealing a breathtaking sight. The valley was a paradise, filled with lush meadows, sparkling streams, and towering trees. A gentle breeze carried the scent of wildflowers and the sound of birdsong. Spark, sensing the peace and tranquility of the valley, let out a joyful chirp and spread his wings, soaring into the clear blue sky. James knew that he had found the perfect home for Spark, a place where he could grow and learn, free from the dangers of the world. And as James watched Spark soar above the valley, he knew that their adventure had only just begun.